The city was a ghost town, swallowed by the blizzard. Midnight, every flake of snow that hit my windshield felt like a tiny, icy fist. I was about to call it a night, ready to trade the frozen streets for my warm, albeit lonely, apartment. My name's Ethan Brooks, and I deliver food. It's not glamorous, but it pays the bills. Or it usually does. Tonight, the city was on lockdown, and my earnings were as bleak as the weather. Just as I was about to log off, my phone buzzed. A single, stubborn notification on the delivery app. I squinted at the screen. The order was for a single cup of hot chocolate from a 24-hour diner across town. The delivery address was way out on the old logging road, a place most people avoided even on a clear day. But it wasn't the destination that gave me pause. It was the note attached. 5 simple words that felt heavier than the snow piling up on my car. Urgent. Please don't cancel. My finger hovered over the decline button. Every rational part of my brain screamed at me to go home. The roads were treacherous. The pay was probably minimal. And who in their right mind orders 1 hot chocolate to the middle of nowhere in a blizzard? It had to be a prank. A dumb, dangerous prank. But something about that word, urgent, stuck with me. It wasn't, I'm hungry or craving chocolate. It was, appelé. Against my better judgment, I sighed and tapped accept. The app pinged its confirmation. A cheerful sound that felt completely out of place in the silent, swirling chaos outside. All right, mystery person, I muttered to the empty passenger seat. Let's see what's so urgent about a cup of cocoa. The drive to the diner was a slow, nerve-wracking crawl. My little sedan slipped and slid, its wipers fighting a losing battle against the relentless snow. The diner was an island of light in the darkness, its neon sign casting a fuzzy red glow. Inside, a sleepy-eyed cook handed me the order with a styrofoam cup and a plastic lid. You're heading out to the old mill road. In this? He asked, his voice thick with disbelief. He just nodded, gave him a weak smile, and grabbed the cup. It was warm in my hands, a small comfort against the biting cold. The drive from the diner was even worse. The further I got from the city center, the more the road disappeared. Streetlights became a distant memory, and soon it was just my headlights cutting a narrow tunnel through the whiteout. The old logging road was unplowed, a treacherous path of ice hidden beneath a thick blanket of fresh powder. My knuckles were white on the steering wheel. I was driving at a snail's pace, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and adrenaline. Why was I doing this? Was it for the money? No, this one delivery wouldn't make a dent. Was it curiosity? Maybe. But deep down, I think it was that note, the quiet desperation in it. In my line of work, you see glimpses into people's lives. A quick handoff at the door, the background noise of a family dinner or a loud party. You become a small, transient part of their story. And tonight, I felt like I had stumbled into a story that mattered. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, my GPS announced. You have arrived. I peered through the windshield. There was nothing there. Just endless trees and a wall of falling snow. 10 primeras a WT. Faint, flickering light. A little way off the road, it looked like a lantern. Primera pulled. Over my casa. Engine humming in the profound silence. I grabbed the hot chocolate, took a deep breath, and stepped out into the storm. The wind hit me like a physical blow, stealing the air from my lungs. I trudged through the deep snow, following the dim light. It led me to a small, run-down cabin, barely visible against the trees. The light was coming from a single window. I hesitated on the rickety porch, the warm cup now feeling a bit foolish in my hand. What was I walking into? I raised my hand and knocked, the sound swallowed by the howling wind. The door creaked open, and an elderly woman stood there, wrapped in a thick quilt. Her face was etched with worry lines, but her eyes, when they saw me, filled with an incredible, overwhelming relief. You came, she whispered, her voice trembling. Oh, thank God you came. She took the hot chocolate from my hands like it was a precious jewel. It's for my husband, she explained, gesturing inside. His sugar is dangerously low, and with the storm, the power's out, and the phone line's dead. I didn't know what else to do. I looked past her and saw an old man lying on a couch, pale and still. She rushed to his side, carefully helping him sip the warm, sweet drink. I just stood there in the doorway, the snow blowing in around me, watching as a little bit of color returned to the man's face. In that moment, I understood. It wasn't about the food. It was never about the food. Sometimes, a delivery is just a delivery, but sometimes, you're delivering hope. Tonight, in the middle of the worst storm of the year, I delivered a cup of hot chocolate that might have just saved a life, and I knew I would never forget it. Thanks for watching. The city is silent. Roads are empty. Snow blurs the headlights. GPS flickers. Every instinct tells Ethan to turn back, but he keeps driving. The address leads to an old apartment complex. Most windows are dark. On the door, a handwritten note reads, "Please knock loudly. I can't stand." The door opens slowly. Inside, an elderly woman lies on the cold floor, barely conscious. Her phone is dead. The heater is off. Time is running out. Ethan looks at his phone. The delivery timer is counting down. Canceling would be easy. No one would blame him. Instead, he puts the food down. And stays. Estate. Ethan calls an ambulance. He covers her with his jacket and holds her hand. He whispers, "You're not alone. Help is coming." Red and blue lights cut through the storm. Paramedics rush in. One of them says quietly, 5 more minutes, and she wouldn't have made it. The next morning, Ethan checks his phone. A notification appears. Account suspended, order not completed later that day. A letter arrives at his door. "Because you stayed, I'm alive." Ethan smiles.